sure was exciting.
Yeah, that was exciting, yeah.
So what's new there, bud?
We're riding around on our new tires.
Oh, is that why the car's riding so,
Crappy?
I didn't say it, you did. Oh, look at that good stuff. Wow, shares everything. Wow.
You could have your own patio party.
Yeah, patio party. That's nice. Let's go garbage pick. Yeah. So what about these new tires? What's the story? What's going on?
Well, we're riding closer to original feel here. And look.
Okay. And what's that mean?
We've converted back to bias flight tires.
You mean those new Silvertown 820 15-inch tires you have on here now?
New ones, yeah.
Opposed to radial tires?
Yeah.
Well, what's the difference?
Well, the car sits a little higher on these.
Right, higher. Yeah, okay.
Which is a hindrance at this time.
Hindrance, right.
We had to dress the springs.
Oh, I see, yeah.
The it handles bumps and stuff much differently.
Okay.
Supposedly with the ply of the tire, the carcass, you know,
the carcass,
it's much more forgiving over bumps and stuff.
Yeah, what's better if you're going over some carcass, I know.
Oh, so
dead chicken hawks and deer and stuff.
Hawks, yeah. So it's good with that. The outside appearance, of course, looks correct for the era. You know, you have the nice.
Oh yeah, and the size of the white wall, huh?
Pie crust edge, and you got it's
pie
an
crust,
white wall, which the original white wall was 1.25 inches. They don't make a bias with 1.25 inches white walls. So.
All right, now you show this car. So what would be the advantages now having the correct tire on the car opposed to in judging?
If you're judged in AACA meets, it's a difference in 25 points.
Which I guess you experienced
yes.
lately.
If you're being judged in a Cadillac LaSalle Club event, it would be a 5-point deduction.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's horrendous.
Now you don't believe in going hundreds of miles to a meet on radial tires and then changing the tires when you get out there to show the car on the...
I'm driving around on them now. I'm trying to get used to them. They're not that bad. I think I'd be okay driving a few hundred miles to a show on them. You know, the roads, I think nowadays are probably in better shape than they were in the 70s and 80s. You know, a lot of the original concrete roads are no longer. They've been paved over with asphalt, so you don't have those grooves and, you know, expansion joints that the bias tires tend to follow as often.
Right. And what about going over bumps or railroad tracks?
Well, it's definitely much more boulevardy than the radials were.
Boulevardy?
Yeah, boulevardy. Yeah, it's a special word in the car.
What's that,
dictionary.
Italian or what? Boulevardy.
Boulevardy, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's like Chef Boyardee.
Oh, like that's real Italian food.
Well,
so,
hey. Anyway, yeah, so how's it ride over railroad tracks? What's the story? What's going on? Tell us about it. What kind of ride you get now?
The ride is, like I said, it's more boulevardy over the tracks and
boulevardy, yeah.
Boulevard meaning that it, you know, you're just cruising along the boulevard.
What about steering, lock to lock? Does it change?
Steering is different.
Yeah.
The steering is much lighter.
Lighter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Power steering, it feels much
lighter
when you're driving the car on, especially
like it was opposed to like the original feel of the car now.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that sure is interesting. What's the next big project here for the Hot Rod?
Hot Rod's going to get new springs.
New springs, because again, you have what? 75 series springs in the front. So that boulevardy ride ain't quite right yet.
This is a problem that's plagued all these Cadillac owners from this era. You call up these spring companies and you get replacement springs, and you ask them, will these springs work on my car? And they say, yeah, it's the same spring rate as original specs, blah, blah, blah. You get your springs in the mail, and they're these thicker coil springs with less coils on them for the front. They're noticeably different than the original front springs.
No points deducted there, but maybe they give
springs,
you like a Chevrolet Impala spring or something.
Well, then the back springs look just like the original back springs, but the car sits up 2 inches higher than it's supposed to, or an inch higher than it's supposed to.
I've seen that on some 68s.
So I did a little research, and I found the advertised spring rates of the reproduction springs, and they're basically the springs that would have been used on a Series 75
Oh,
car.
no.
So they're much, much stiffer, to accommodate the extra weight of the
Boulevardy ride.
So, speaking of Boulevardy, here's the railroad tracks coming up.
All right, railroad tracks. Here we go. We're at the railroad track scene here.
Yeah.
We're gonna actually feel the tracks. I'll try to keep the camera as steady as possible. Right, we're doing about 90 though.
90, yeah.
Well, yeah, that was so Boulevardy.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So, we, of course, adapted to the original springs, but these, digital.
What? What? Cut this out. All right, we'll cut this out. Oh yeah, cut it right out. Now what's the story with the springs?
We've adapted to the original tires, but with these, ridiculous springs in here right now, it's still too stiff.
Now in the old days they would put 32 pounds, and you got these things set for the Cadillac wants them at.
Yeah, Cadillac wanted the front tires, all the tires at 26.
Whoa! Yeah, that Boulevardy got us there.
Boulevardy, you got bit by Boulevardy.
Right, they had a little speed bump there for the baseball field there,
That's right.
I guess. All right, well, here's another hump. Here we go, over the hump. Yeah, that was nicer, yeah.
So, yeah, the recommended inflation pressure from Cadillac was like 24 to 26 pounds.
Oh, okay.
So I've got 28 in these things.
28, huh?
Which was supposedly the recommended pressure at highway speed driving.
Oh, all right.
So we're one step in the right direction in regards to Boulevard ride with the original springs, which I'm looking into. One of the spring companies will make springs to your specs. So I'm looking into getting springs made to the original manufacturer's specs for a Coupe de Ville with air.
Okay. Because the air makes the difference, I know.
It's heavier in the front.
Heavier in the front.
Different weight load that the spring's rated for.
Right. All right, well, thanks for demonstrating that on this fall day, this nice 1962 Cadillac. And
right.
Tune in again, and we'll see another episode of 62 Cadillac Hits the Road.
That's right.
Okay.